Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello. And welcome to Tarot Quest with Tarotshache and Benificial Tarot.
Yay.
Here. Okay, and it looks like Roman Biscotti's here already. Oh my gosh. Okay. Hi, Tangi.
Hey, Tangi. Everybody should like and subscribe.
Yes. Dun, 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 dun. I love your little cards, Gerald.
They're amazing, aren't they?
They're
Y'all
my
ready?
stash tags. Yeah. Boom.
Boom. I know. I think about this all the time when I'm on a live, anybody's live now. I'm like, #work lurking. Thanks to you.
Yes, need a hashtag, speak to Gerald.
Yeah, I mean, we can, and we'll elevate it. And I did just purchase some more of these pages. Oh, I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me.
Oh, bless you.
Well, gesundheit.
Thank you. So, but yeah.
All right. Yeah, that's so great. Okay, well, we are here, and today we're going to be, we have a kind of a gratitude theme. So we're going to kind of angle ourselves towards gratitude. Here in the U.S., this is the month that we have Thanksgiving. Ben, do you do anything in November that's
No, we don't, And then the reason I know about Thanksgiving is because I used to watch like Home Alone or whatever, all the American films that have like Thanksgiving stuff in it. But now I've only recently realised what it is since starting YouTube because of my American friends. So it's everything in America is like so exciting though, isn't it? I mean, I wish we had things like that because we don't have anything like that. We're boring here.
So exciting. I don't know about all that.
Goodness.
Depends on what kind of family you have. It can get quite exciting for Thanksgiving, huh?
That is very, very true. Very true. Yeah.
All right. Well, we've got Tangi in the house. Hello, Tangi.
And I just saw the notice popped.
Okay, you
so
did.
It took a minute.
Okay,
I just saw it pop.
Okay. Yeah, Tangi's here, and Joan is here, and Micah.
Joan.
Oh, how are you commenting?
Hello.
Do you have like a separate thing, Gerald, so you can comment on here?
I actually set my phone up because I like to see what's going on, especially when I am on a live. That way it just works. And I've also figured out, because when I'm doing my lives, I'm on my iPad and I can't see it right there. So I actually have my phone set up. You can't really see it, but it's right here. So
yeah, that's a lot. I can't believe you can't see when you're doing a live. Like because I have my laptop here that I can type and do all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, and Joe just came in. Hello,
Joe.
Hello.
Aries Ram.
Yeah, Aries Ram is here. So like I said, today we're going to be doing our whole, our skew is going to be towards gratitude. And I love the practice of gratitude. To me, and I actually have a sign up in my bathroom that says gratitude turns what we have into enough.
Yeah.
And,
I like that.
I like that.
Yeah.
Like
and
that.
So I think it's a very powerful practice. Do either of you have a gratitude practice, or any of you out there watching, do you have a gratitude practice?
Well, that's a good question. No, is my answer, which sounds awful, doesn't it? I mean, I'm very thankful when someone's giving me something or something's coming to my awareness. I'm really happy and grateful for that. But I also feel that for me, if someone's giving me something, I'd like to give them something back. So, that to show my gratitude, I guess. Or if I care about somebody, I like to get them something. Show that I,
So you're a gifts is your one of your love languages, gifts?
I'm a giver, not a taker. Definitely.
Yeah. Are you familiar with the love languages, Ben?
No, I'm not actually. Is this?
Oh.
Oh no! I thought you know. I don't know. No.
Okay. Well, there are 5 love languages: touch, acts of service, quality time, gifts, and words of affirmation. Took me a minute. It's always the 5th one.
You say, obviously, I don't get out enough then.
It's a book that's been around for quite a while, and we all have all the love languages, but we tend to have 2 that are sort of primary in us. So how about you, Gerald? Do you have a gratitude practice?
I don't have an active gratitude process. However, back in 2020 and then in early 2021, Jen Science to Soul Tarot and Transformation did a gratitude challenge. And I actually did the gratitude challenge every day. I did a pull for almost 4 months. And on my other channel, The Hermit Mage, the first 3 weeks I did the daily pull associated with that and finding it. And then I moved to once a week. And it was a really good exercise. And I think it is something that I incorporate into my daily conversation with Jeffrey, talking about things that I am grateful for. So granted, sometimes it's hard, April, and I don't know about you, Ben, but sometimes it's hard in the midst of challenging situations to slow down enough to go, wait a minute, what's going on? Okay, I'm grateful that I have enough knowledge and experience to slow down a little bit before I say something ridiculously stupid.
Yeah.
Because I've done that.
Oh, I've never done that ever.
No, you're perfect.
Aries
we'll just
here.
ask your husband. We'll just ask your husband.
Man.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, is that Aries? I'm just gonna no, I've gotten a lot better as the years have gone by, because I suffered from foot and mouth syndrome for a long time, and I really got tired of the taste of shoe. So yeah. And Tanji says, I say my thanks every day and night before bed and when I wake up. That's a great practice too. I do go through periods where I will, as I'm laying in bed just waking up, I will kind of go through what I'm thankful for. And it's always very simple things like my body, the land around me, and I think the simpler things to me are really precious. So
I think as you said, it's like when gratitude helps. What is in your bathroom? Gratitude
turns what we have into enough.
And I love that. I have to write that down. So I'm going to write that down. So please forgive me.
little note there. Yeah. And my mom was very much a glass half full person. I grew up, one of my favorite movies was Pollyanna. Does anybody remember Pollyanna, the movie Pollyanna by Disney?
Is that with Hayley Mills?
It is.
I love that film. Yeah.
And so my mom was always like, be more positive, look for the silver lining. Every gray cloud has a silver lining. So as a child, I really grew up with someone who always redirected me towards gratitude. And I'm very grateful for that. Very, very grateful for that.
And I think I also experience gratitude when somebody allows me to be in my own moment, emotional moment, because then I can have that moment, and then I have something to be for which to be grateful. I'm grateful that you cared enough to slow down and to listen to where I was, because now I can move on. It's beautiful.
Yeah, that's what a gift that is.
Yes,
what a gift that is from the ones we love who put up with us.
Yeah.
Yeah. And create space. I mean, that's what at least for me, I try to create that space for my family to have those moments, for it to be messy, to let us be more than what we were in the moment, but also to have that moment and to own it and to allow that to move through us. I think that's really important.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So we got some comments here.
Lovely people in chat. Thank you.
Yeah. Right, Gerald? I'm so grateful when people let me be my silly self and not get mad because I'm having fun. Yeah, that is such a gift, isn't it?
Yeah.
And so Joe says, I was in an abusive marriage and didn't realize for years a gratitude practice to see the cup half full just made the situation worse. I think there is that too, where we can be in denial. There's a difference between, I think, gratitude that comes from the heart, that comes from a place within, and then denial, which I think we've all been there.
Yeah. Joe, I'm glad I'm going to assume you're no longer in that relationship. So I'm grateful for that, because if you're able to express what you just did, then you are you're probably in a better space. So I appreciate that. But yeah, and that, the idea of toxic positivity is just like, it's like a catchphrase, isn't it? It's like, do you even know what that means? And so.
And Lexi says, being grateful for people that allow you to feel your feelings, what a way to combat toxic positivity. So yes, definitely. All right. So I asked each of you to pick 2 decks that exhibited gratitude, and I didn't really give you anything to go on other than that, and I have no idea what these are. So Ben, why don't you show us one of your decks and tell us what it is and why you chose it?
Okay, so my first deck is this deck, and it's the Tangi deck, and I'm grateful.
Is that the Tangi deck?
Yeah, Tangi.
Okay, deck. You froze there for a second for me.
Oh, sorry. The Tangi deck, and I'm so grateful for this because it's a little piece of Tangi that I've got here. Because although I'm in contact with Tangi a lot, these cards I feel like are a link to our friendship, and it's just such a lovely piece of Tangi because she created them, and I'm so grateful for that because she's a good friend, and it's just nice to have a little piece of her through that. So I'm grateful that this is in my life and that Tangi's part of it, really. So yeah.
Oh,
very nice.
So nice. I love that. That's so sweet. Okay, Gerald, how about you? Share a deck with us.
I actually am picking the Bonefire Tarot.
Ooh.
And this, Ben, you and I did a casual about this, didn't we?
Yes, we did. We did.
Deck casual. And the reason for me is this is the deck that I chose to do my work with, my gratitude challenge. And I have an appreciation for the uniqueness, and I am grateful that it slows me down enough to step into the cards and to really feel that deeper connection of what's going on. So for me, it's part of the gratitude around it is the practice that I did with it. Yes.
Did you mod that? Is it smaller? Did you mod it?
I did. I modded it. I trimmed off the borders, and I trimmed off the titles, and I edged it in purple. So
it looks nice, Gerald.
Wow.
Thank you.
That's lovely. So Tangi, yes, there is a Grateful Dead tarot. It's not put out by the band. I do have it. Actually, my computer right here is sitting on top of the box, or I would show it to you. And it's a large box set. It's really, really glorious. I have to say it was worth every penny. The people who put that together are true fans. And if you are a true Deadhead, the cards they're so meaningful because of the lyrics of the songs are in the cards, and then combine that with the meanings of the tarot. So it's gorgeous. It's a definite treasure for me. Okay, I'm going to share a deck.
Yes.
This deck right here, who recognizes it?
Oak, Ash and Thorn.
Oak, Ash and Thorn. I'm grateful for this because I had been dreaming and wanting this deck for a very long time. And somebody on my channel sent it to me. Literally was like,
nice.
they weren't using it anymore. And so what makes it really cool is that I think I'd mentioned it maybe once on my channel that I'd been thinking about getting it. But the idea that somebody paid attention enough to know that I didn't already have this deck, and that her words to me, this is Laura sent it to me, were just so sweet in recognizing that this deck was right for me and that I was going to love it, and that she was willing to give me something that I feel is just incredibly valuable. And it just makes my heart sing. It just makes my heart sing. So.
Oh, that's so fun.
I love that. That's great.
Okay, Ben, you want to share your next deck, whatever it may be?
So,
drum roll.
This is like when I really got into tarot, and I was like, oh my gosh, there's more decks than one. Because back when I was a teenager, there wasn't many decks out there. And I remember watching a TV program called Jane Goldman Investigates, which was in the UK, and she was on with this psychic, and this psychic was showing what decks she'd got, and this was the deck that really shot me into the stratosphere with tarot, and I really wanted to work with it. And it's the Morgan Greer.
Oh yes.
And actually, this is a deck.
That's an old box. That's like an older box.
Yeah,
it is, and it's one that I've always loved, and it's one that I always go back to. And I think it was because it was the first deck that I ever saw that I loved like a lot, and I was so grateful that it was still around, and that even today you can still purchase it. But I love the backs as well, and it's just it's one of my favorites, in my top 5 tarot decks. And then I found out they call it the porn stash deck, and I didn't know this. Because the porn stash deck, because of all these 70s men who have like these porn stashes. I think it was Chris actually that told me that.
there are a few people that I've heard refer to it as that.
Yeah. And now you can't unsee it.
No, and I can't see it now, April. And I'm like, every time I get this out, I feel like people are looking at me thinking he's got his porn stash taken out again.
Yeah, you just think that they're Texans or something like that on Dallas, so that makes you feel better about it.
Definitely. So that was my take.
I do. I love that deck too.
Lexi said I'm working with that currently. I love it. Right. Lexi says.
Yes. I love Lexi's picture. Her hair is amazing.
All right, Gerald. How about you?
I have the Enchanted Tarot. The Zerner Farber. And the reason that this is one of gratitude for me is this was the first time, this was a deck when I first got it, actually used a friend's, and it was a healing deck. And it was the first time many years ago that I realized that I could use the tarot as a tool for healing work. And these images they're fiber art. And it is right up my alley. So this is
beautiful.
The 25th anniversary.
I don't have that one. I don't have that one. Is it a little bit larger?
It is a little bit larger. So, I mean, it's a bit larger. And what's wonderful also about it is in the book, there's each of them are always, each card has 3 sections. Well, 4. The quick read, and then the dream, the awakening, and the enchantment. So it feels very much like, okay, let's pause long enough to get the perspective, and it reads nicely for me too.
All right. Well, that is lovely. I like the longer shape of it. I really like decks shaped like that. Jamie just came in. Hello, Jamie.
Hi, Jamie.
Hello. So let's go ahead and let's draw a card. Who wants to go first, Ben or Gerald? Who wants to draw first?
I think B comes before G.
Okay. B it is. Go, Ben. Draw a card.
Okay.
Show us what you've got. Now, remember, everybody, the way this works is Ben is going to draw a card, and I've got corresponding questions here. And I want you guys to answer the questions in the chat. I want to share these questions. I've made these are a little bit more thought-provoking. They're not as simple. I keep thinking maybe I should make simpler questions, but I'm not going to. Because it's just not me.
Okay.
Don't.
All right. Oh, 2 of Swords. Now, I think, Gerald, you've actually already answered this question.
Okay.
When I did this with you and Jamie. So, 2 of Swords. Now, Ben, because you drew the card, you get to decide whether you want to make Gerald answer first or if you want to answer first. Here's the question. What are your 2 favorite tarot decks? And it can't be your own deck. What are your 2 favorite tarot decks? That's part A.
Oh, quite easy. So it would be the Sawyer's Path Tarot. And it can't be the one of, so yeah, so it'd be the Sawyer's Path Tarot, and then the other one would be, oh God, probably, oh, it's really hard, isn't it?
Just wait, there's part 2 to the question if I remember.
Oh, I'm looking at all the decks now and I can't find one that I really. Okay, so definitely the Sawyer's Path. What's the other one?
Okay, everybody, answer in the chat as well.
Yeah. Trying to think. This is terrible. I can't think.
All right, Gerald, do you want to answer your 2? You know this.
My 2 are the Karen Kenner's The Wizard's Tarot. And I think I said I may have said the Robin Wood Tarot.
Okay, well, you don't have to answer the same if it's changed. I mean, gosh, my favorites change all the time.
Well, I am really particularly pleased with the Out of Hand by Jamie Sawyer. The Out of Hand, it's really it's very effective. So I'll say the Wizard's Tarot and the Out of Hand.
Okay, so Ben, what's your second one?
Tarot of the Old Path.
Okay, Tarot of the Old Path. Okay, and so Aquarius Al says Tarot of Mystical Moments and my newest Slavic Legends. I want that tarot, but I want them to make a book for it. So I'm old school Mystic Tarot at the OG 86 version. You have to have another one too, though. You have 2. And then Joe says the tarot archetypal, and what is WUK, you guys?
Wild Unknown.
Wild Unknown.
Wild Unknown.
Yeah. Okay. The second part of this question is, now you can only keep one. Which one will it be? This is your 2 of Swords moment.
Sawyer's Path.
Sawyer's Path.
Yeah, definitely. I love it.
I'm still keeping the Wizard's Tarot, the Corinne Kenner.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you love that one, don't you?
All right. So how about the rest of you out there in the chat? Which one did you decide to give up? Oh my goodness. It's always a hard one. Okay, Gerald, draw a card, shuffle and draw, and tell us which deck you're shuffling and drawing from.
I'm going to shuffle from the Bonefire for this one. And we have the Sun.
The Sun. Oh, and I don't think this has ever been answered on the channel. So Joe says she would keep the Wild Unknown. And Aquarius Al says Mystical Moments. I don't have the Mystical Moments. Do either of you have the Mystical Moments?
Yes.
Yes, you do. Okay.
Yeah. I love that.
Jeffrey has it. So I don't have it. It's beautiful.
It is beautiful.
It looks really lovely. And then there, of course, there's a Mystical Moments Oracle. So yeah. And keeping the last unicorn. Ha ha, Tangi. Yeah. Okay. All right. So the Sun. Now, Gerald, you get to decide if you're going to answer or if Ben is going to answer. Share one of your the happiest days in your life with us.
Oh, I'll go first.
Okay, go.
Tomorrow it'll be a month ago I got married. And so in a very quiet ceremony, and it was ridiculously happy, ridiculously comfortable, very exciting and magical all at the same time. So
and romantic, just romantic.
And romantic and all of that stuff. So yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Happy. How about you?
I've got to say, the one that came to my mind was the day I left high school. I could not wait. I just wanted to go straight to work. I didn't want to, because I left when I was 16, and I just wanted to get into the world of work. I wanted to earn money. And yeah, I remember the day I'd finished my last exam, and I ran up to the exam and I said, I finished, can I go now?
I'm done. I'm out of here, people.
I've had it. And he said, yeah, you can go. And then I just remember walking out the high school, and nobody else was around. I was all on my own because like other people were still finishing off their exams. And I turned round and I just had a sigh of relief, because I was so glad that I didn't have to go back to high school, because I hated high school. And I just didn't like school, to be honest. So, and I remember running down the road all happy that I'd never have to go back there again. And then I realised that I needed to catch the bus home, and I thought, I need to wait another hour before I can catch the bus. So I rang my parents and they picked me up, so that was fine. But yeah, I was really happy that day.
Wow. I mean, I didn't care for high school much either, but you really,
you really wanted out.
You really wanted out of there.
Yeah.
Lexi says, seeing Morrissey in Vegas this summer. Oh, that was just, I didn't even know Morrissey was still like touring. That's crazy. And that seems really strange to me, because Morrissey was popular like when I was in middle school. So that's an odd one. And of course, in typical Tangi fashion, she says, I can't remember, but any day that was good.
Yeah, it's been a month, Joe.
So yes, a whole month. Time flies. I was just thinking, one of the happiest moments in my life was when I went on my first Grateful Dead tour. I got on this bus in San Francisco to go to Baltimore, Maryland. And as we got on the bus, and we were pulling out of the station, there was a Greyhound bus strike at this time. And the guy comes on the radio and says, does anybody know how to get to the next bus station? And I thought, wow, this is going to be a very interesting trip all the way across country. And what was supposed to be a 36-hour ride was more like, I think it was 3 days long to get there. Wow. And I remember just being so happy to get off that bus and then to be stepping onto tour with the Dead, and just like I just felt like the whole world was opening and beginning. And even now, when I look back to that bus trip, I think, oh, that was a great memory. I mean, oh God, that was
yeah. Wow.
But yeah, lots of fun. The happiest days when my boys were born. Oh yeah, our children, aren't they just like such a gift? It's like those moments. Okay. Let's draw another one, and then I want you boys to tell me what's coming up on your channel. So, Gerald, why don't you go ahead and go now?
I'm pulling from the Enchanted Tarot, and I have the 10 of Pentacles.
Oh, ooh, the 10 of Pentacles. Okay, and I love that. God, that really is a neat deck. You know what? I just kind of want to put that up on the screen. Sorry, guys, I'm so bad at this. If I can just get... I don't know. Maybe I can't. Why isn't it working? Yeah, maybe not. It's not.
And then just drag me over there.
There we go. Look at that, you guys. Look how pretty. That's with the castle on there.
Mm-hmm.
So, Gerald, what would you like to leave behind in this world?
Oh, what would I like to leave behind in this world?
And everybody answer in the chat. What would you like to leave behind?
I'm still big. Okay, what would I like to leave behind in this world? I would like to leave behind. I'll just my journals that I have been writing in, and some of that to allow people to get a snapshot of how I engaged with the world.
Oh, I love that. Just a little.
So.
And Jamie, in typical Jamie form, kindness and the F word. Thank you, Jamie. That's just so you. So you. It is a hard question. Okay, Ben, you're on the big screen.
I would like to leave behind, so it's not physical, but a remembrance, a sense of fun and laughter. I love to make people laugh because I think it's the soul smiling. And if I can leave behind any sort of video that makes people laugh and have fun, then I think that's great. That, you know, I think sometimes I feel we take life too seriously. So if I can leave behind a sense of fun and laughter, definitely, that would make me feel happy.
You know, that you're definitely, there is a lightness to you, Ben, that I really appreciate being around.
Thank you.
You're so sweet. You're a
you.
genuinely sweet and kind person.
Oh, thank you so much.
You know, yeah, I definitely feel that in your videos and when you get on here and when you read for people, your kindness really comes through.
Oh, thank you. Yep. That's lovely.
Am I right, Gerald, or am I right?
You're right. I mean, no question about it. Holy mackerel.
I think for me, what I want to leave behind, as a teacher, the most important thing to me was that every child felt as though they were special for being themselves. And so when I think about leaving something behind, I think what I'd really like to leave behind is the people that I'm around. I want them to feel like they can be themselves and that's beautiful. So if I've done that for even one person, that would be, it would make my day, would make my life, would make my,
Oh, and that's so true, April, because you do make people feel so comfortable. And, you know, you straight away, because this is the first time I've been on a live with April, straight away feel very comfortable, you know, it's just, you create that without trying. I think.
It's true.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's true.
And we've got some answers here. My answer is the same as Ben's, laughter.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes. That was funny.
Okay. So now I want to ask you boys what you have coming up on your channel here. Gerald, how about you go first? What do you have coming up?
On my channel on Monday, I have readings with Lisa from Zena's Place Intuitive Card Readings and Jane the Seeker. We're doing readings. A week
and
from.
Do you do readings every Monday, correct?
No, I am mixing it up. I've got lots of things going on. I just did Tarot the Stash Way, and I'll be doing more of those upcoming. On Tuesday is another back and forth with Jamie and Gerald, and Julie Kucha Watts and Peter J. Watts are going to be asking the questions. But tomorrow I am on Purple Elephant Deb H's channel. I'm a guest, and we're going to continue the conversation that we had last time.
Okay.
So, but I've got lots of good stuff planned.
Well, that's good. And Ben, how about you? What are you doing with yourself? Because I know you said you were going to take a break, and then it didn't seem like you took a break.
No, I didn't. I went straight back. Within 2 weeks, I was back. But recently, I haven't really done much on Benificial Tarot because I'm actually starting a new channel with Tangi, Roman Biscotti, which is due to launch at the end of November 27th, I think we've agreed. And it's called Totally Ridiculous Duo. And it's not tarot related or anything like that. It's just doing fun videos, making people laugh, doing parodies.
Oh yeah.
Just
love a parody.
Yeah. Completely being silly. And yeah, we've got some good stuff. So I haven't done anything for quite a while on my own channel because I've just been wanting to, edit stuff for that. And we've got a really lovely kind of premiere coming up, which I'm really looking forward to. So at the moment, that's everything that's going into that at the moment. So I haven't actually got anything on Benificial Tarot, but I'm keeping the channel there because, in the future, I'll probably do the odd couple of things and that. But at the moment, everything's going into totally, well, turd, we call it for short. Totally ridiculous duo. So, yeah.
Everybody join turd.
Yes, everything's going into turd.
Oh, my gosh.
Going it.
My goodness. Okay, so Gerald is posting, and you guys, I'm so sorry. So you guys, I just got back. I can't even say I just got back because it was like 2 weeks ago that I got back from Europe, but I have had trouble finding my feet. By the time this goes up after I get off, there will be links to your channels in the description box. But for now, Gerald is writing links to their channels. Their channels are Tarot Stash.
I mean, I don't want children, but that just takes it all to a different place. But okay, I mean, I'm good with that. We can be sure then.
Tarot Stash, and of course, Gerald does all sorts of lives. He's super fun.
Yep.
If you've never experienced him, he has all different types of lives that he does on his channel, and he interviews people, and he has decks that he talks about, and he does readings, and there's just, you can learn about different things on there. So lots of fun and lots of interaction like this. And then Ben, who does mainly seems like you're bebopping around on other people's channels.
Yes, it's true. I did a lot of flip throughs on my own channel, and then I kind of lost, like, my word of the year this year was connections, and I really wanted to do a lot with others. So that's why I've been on a lot of others. And then I've got to be honest, guys, I've kind of like run dry with Benificial Tarot because I didn't want to keep doing flip throughs, and I wanted to do something that was more fun. So that's why me and Tanji kind of got together, and I'm going more in that direction now. Because the videos that I did do were daft videos, like we used to link a song to a tarot card to a song and things like that. And those were the videos that I really found fun. And when I met Tanji, we just got together and did crazy stuff. And we thought, well, why don't we put all this onto a channel?
There you go.
But I still love going on other people's channels to do, other stuff and that. It's because it's a lovely community, isn't it? Tarotshache, and I've met some lovely people, so I'm very grateful for that.
Yes, Tarottube is a lot of fun, and there's people here in the chat that have channels, like Roman Biscotti we're calling her Tangi, but she has a channel.
Yes.
So you can see her. Lexi, I don't know if you have a channel or not. We'll have to check that out. Let us know in the chat if you do. So this month for me, I've got coming up a deck declutter video. I've got I have a video where I did an unboxing that kind of shows how I did on my no-buy month, because in October I was on like a no-buy. So I have an unboxing. It sounds worse than it is. I actually did really good, but that's coming up. And then I have a couple other things. I feel like the direction of my channel is changing as well, Ben, just because I feel like I need to go in some directions that feel a little bit more meaty.
Yes.
I mean, not that I don't love just doing tags and sharing, stuff like that, like unboxings and stuff. I just feel like I'm ready to kind of get a little bit more meaty and explore what that means for me. So,
and April, can I just say, I love your thumbnails. I do. They are so clever. And there was one where I think you were on the floor and there was loads of decks.
Oh, yes.
Oh, it was brilliant, that was. I absolutely loved that. I was like, oh, that's so... I just thought it was so funny and fab. I was like, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That girl has got it going on. I thought it was great.
Mhm.
You know, you probably didn't have this over, or maybe you do, but we had something called Life Alert. We still have it. And there was this commercial when I was growing up, and it was this elderly woman, and she falls to the ground, and she's like, "Help! I've fallen and I can't get
Get
up."
up. Yep, that's exactly what it was.
And then
Yep.
she presses her button, "Life Alert! Help me!" So that was my parody at the beginning of that, on that, which I'm sure only Americans remembered. So yeah, you got a little compliment here. Joan says, "Love the
Aw.
creativity of Ben
Mhm.
and Tangi. Such
Thank
fun
you.
videos." Okay, so I want to ask you, boys, to look through, boys, gentlemen, whatever you prefer, whatever you're feeling today. Old man, anybody old man today? No.
Not me.
Hey, no, you're not being old. Some days I'm like, I'm an
I'm
old
not
lady.
knocking being old. I'm just, I got out of bed this morning without making any noises.
There's nothing wrong with an old gentleman. There's nothing wrong with an old gentleman, Gerald.
Yes, there is not.
Okay, so I want you to look through your deck and don't think about the meaning of the card itself, like if it's a 7 or whatever. Don't think about any of that, but just pick a picture that makes you feel grateful or gives a sense of gratitude to you. And Lexi down here was saying she does not have a channel. She just discovered TarotTube this year. She says, "I've been studying for 2 years and just stumbled upon this community." It is a fun community to be a part of here on TarotTube. And so we are so glad to have you here and to hear your voice in the conversation, because I do feel like one of the things that makes TarotTube so lively is the conversations that we have, not just on things like this, but in these lives or even in comments. And I have made such wonderful friends that I just started up a conversation in a comment. Somebody put a comment on my, one of my videos, and we've become friends outside of TarotTube. So
that's great. And Lexi, you might enjoy. I would enjoy you coming to Tarot the Stashway. You would probably have something to add to the conversation, and that's one of the great things about that is having an opportunity to learn from other people. I'm the old man. I had to call my chiropractor this morning.
Yes, Micah. Well, may all your back troubles go away. My husband went off to the chiropractor this morning. He came back from Europe, and he thought maybe that something happened when we were in Europe, that like it was from all the walking, but no, it hasn't gone away. And I was like, gotta go to the chiropractor. Something's out. You don't feel that bad that long.
Mm-hmm.
Something is out of whack. Okay, Ben, did you find yours?
I did.
Okay, show us. Oh,
this is the 3 of Cups. I like this. It's funny actually, because I pulled this the other day, and I've often pulled this when I've thought, oh, I don't know what to do. I just think I need to break. I'm just going to break away, and this always comes up. And to me, it's a reminder to keep going and be with friends and enjoy the friendships that you've got. When I look at this, I think of friendships and togetherness, and I'm so grateful for the relationships that I've got in my life, and the people that are around me. And I think for me, that symbolises that togetherness there. So yeah, that's that for me.
I love it. I love it.
Love that.
Okay, wait, Gerald, don't show you. Wait, stop. Stop. Hide it. Oh my gosh, what happened to your finger?
I got a new set of knives as a wedding present, and knives are sharp.
Yeah. Are they?
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so,
surprising.
So wait, let's have ask the question of Ben's 3 of Cups here real quick before we see yours.
Oh, okay.
Right. So the question is, what elements make up a good party for you? Okay, I want everybody to answer this. What makes a good party?
So music. It's got to be good music. People who aren't afraid to just have fun and let loose in a good way. And a good drag queen is always funny at a party.
What about a bad drag queen?
Well, even better, actually.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Okay. Just like good.
It's like, yeah, totally.
Yeah. But laughter as well, I think is great. You know, I think you can get drunk on laughter. And I think that's important, definitely.
That is important.
Yeah.
Joan says games with friends, like card games. I like card games too. Boy, you can get really silly. I like. Joan? Do you play Cards Against Humanity? I like to play that with my children and watch them turn beet red, and I always win. And I am so bad. They're like the raunchy comes out. I'm like, ooh. They're like, oh my gosh, Mom. And I'm like, I've been around a long time.
Yeah.
And I know all of you by the back of my hand, so I know what you're gonna like the most.
There you go. There you go. Wow.
All right, Gerald. How about you?
Comfortable seating, something around a table or things like that. I like good nibbles, good snacks.
Yeah, it's true.
But I love a good card game and the ability to roll around on the ground laughing hysterically. And I do like card games and board games. I think those are a lot of fun. And my family plays euchre, and sometimes euchre gets a little too competitive, because I'm happy to play euchre so long as everybody else is okay that I'm going to win. I mean, that's fine with me. I'm going to win. But back in the day, there were, do you remember 5 CD changers, 5 disc changers?
Yep.
Yeah.
I had
put in mixed, compilation CDs in it, and then play random spiral, and it would just make a great mix. So it's like having your own DJ.
It is,
without needing to pay it. Good music.
Food, good music, good company always. And then right in what you were saying, both of you bringing up laughter, people willing to have a real laugh.
Yes.
I love how you qualified that, because there's difference in and really letting yourself engage.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, really letting yourself engage. And I read something about laughter a long time ago, because they were trying to figure out what makes someone laugh. And it's when the left and the right brain, it's kind of like a paradox. They both have a thought at the same time, but they don't add up. Laugh. And I thought that's so interesting, you know, to have these two sort of seemingly opposing ideas at the same time, and you just go, ha ha ha, you know.
That's brilliant. I like that.
Yeah.
Well, that's happening all the time to me when I'm around Gerald.
Because I'm so left-brained.
Oh my goodness. Okay, what was your card, Gerald? Let's see.
My card is the 5 of Pentacles, because this image is just one that I am grateful when I have the opportunity to offer help to someone and they accept it. But I also like it when people help me. And it's just one of those things that it reminds me of the importance of other people. People can actually step up and help us in ways we didn't expect.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's foggy out and all that, but you know, it's just sometimes we need to be the light in somebody's fog.
Yeah.
And sometimes we need people to remind us that we have our own light, and we can get out of the fog on our own. So
I like that. That's true. That is so true, because it is good to have both and to know both about yourself. And if you're always trying to do it alone, you're missing out on so much. The gift that other people get out of helping us is so important. And we actually cut people off from being able to exercise their own gifts into our life and within themselves by not allowing others to help us. So
when I don't let somebody help me, I deny them the ability to grow and expand and to share themselves. So yeah. Hi, Sherry H.
Sherry says hi. And Lexi says, that's a personal favorite card of mine. People too often focus on the negative qualities, but there's
Yeah, someone there with you.
Yeah, I
And
love
this was
that.
something that came through, I think it was a deck casual where we were talking about this card, and the card was, it's not only about needing help, but it's the card of being able to offer help. It's like, oh, let's reframe that a bit. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. And your question, Gerald, should you choose to answer it first or make Ben do so? Are you hard-headed? How hard how hard does the universe have to hit you to get you to change your direction? Are you hard-headed, and how hard does the universe He's hiding.
Gerald, I never thought you'd go bashful.
I am stubborn, yes. I can be very hard-headed, especially if I have my mind set on something. And so the second part of that was how hard
Does the universe have to slap you to get you to change direction? Like, at what point are you breaking and like?
I'm breaking when I've stopped complaining enough, and then I see what the universe has told me, because when I look back at it, well, holy crap, the universe has been telling me to change course for days, months, even years, and I have completely ignored it. So if I shut up long enough to actually look around, there it is.
Mm-hmm. And I love that you kind of brought up the time aspect of that, because sometimes things are years long things that we go through, and it takes us a long time to grow. And then sometimes it's, a week or a day or 10 minutes,
Yeah.
So how about you, Ben? How hard-headed are you, and how hard does the universe have to slap you to get you to?
I'm not very hard-headed at all. I am a Gemini, so I am all over the place. There's two of me. There's two of us, should I say? And I can never make a decision, and it's terrible. And I'm the zodiac sign that I am as well. Is it zodiac sign? I'm a rabbit. Is it I can't remember what they call it.
That's the
Chinese astrology.
I'm a rabbit, so I'm like a rabbit in the headlights constantly. And yeah, the universe really has to work hard, because I ask the universe directly and I still don't know what it's trying to tell me sometimes. So it literally has to spell it out for me.
Guilty.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, totally guilty.
I'll get it eventually. And then it just feels like the universe is going, okay, you've got it now. And it's like, but yeah, I'm not very hard-headed. And I'm trying to be. I mean, as I'm getting older, I'm realizing that I need to be more hard-headed with things. It just takes practice, I think.
A little bit more tenacity, like stick around. Yeah.
So that's tenacity is different than being hard-headed.
Yeah. Because I would say I would say what you're saying, Ben, is you need to be a little bit more tenacious. You need to stick around from things instead of being so mutable, that Gemini mutable, like, push them off. It's cool. There's always something else to do.
Yeah. It's terrible being a Gemini. I hate it. I really do, because I can't make my mind up. And 1 minute I'm one way, I'm all for it. Next minute I'm like, oh, I'm not so sure now. And it's like, I'm constantly having a conversation with myself. So, Geminis, it's really hard. And I mean, people say being friends with a Gemini is hard because, they're like two different people. But yeah.
I have a child who's a Gemini and a grandchild who's a Gemini. So
it's difficult.
One thing that's really great about the Gemini is that they will play devil's advocate just to stir the pot. So everybody's talking about one thing and they're like, you may not necessarily have this opinion, but you might, and I don't know if you do this, but I've noticed this with a lot of my Gemini friends, but you might throw out the converse opinion just to see what it stirs up, just to see what happens.
Just to stir the turd.
I do that in the family sometimes. Like, we'll have a question and I'll just come out with a comment, and it's like, what? You totally changed the subject. And then I just sit there and watch the fireworks, and I'm like,
yep,
of course, yeah.
I kind of like that about Gemini. It makes them good advocates in a lot of ways. My daughter was in student government, and she could really navigate government in a way to get to an ideal. Like she could move around or even like toss aside things that she didn't like in order to move forward towards what she was after. And I felt like that was because she's so squirrely.
Yes, and with Gemini, well, they're so easy to flit between things, and they can change. You almost can suit any kind of person because you match the way they are. That's how I know that sounds terrible, doesn't it? I'm really not helping Geminis here, but it feels like you, like they say, Geminis are good at parties because they can literally talk to anybody. They're like, you know, and everything, which I think is true. But yeah, they're very changeable. Yeah, it's terrible.
I took care of that troll.
Thank you, Joe.
Okay, so Joe says most of the time I'm oblivious because it doesn't occur to me there's another way. Tarot has really helped with that. Light bulb moments. Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Lexi's in Aquarius with a Gemini moon. I'm ambivalent to myself. It's not always good. And that's an interesting combination, that Aquarius with a Gemini moon. I actually think that could be very powerful for creating things in a way that, again, puts us, because Aquarius is so forward thinking, and then to be able to emotionally shuck and jive so quickly as the Gemini, I think that would be great. Sherry, welcome to my world. My late husband was a Gemini too. We used to say that because that between the two of us, we had 4 people living together.
Yeah,
it's true because, you know, my brother says to me, I don't know if you've ever seen that Bette Midler film called Big Business, where there's 2 sets of twins and she plays.
Yes, Ben, I've seen that movie.
You've seen that, have you?
Yes.
And Rose and Sadie. So my brother sometimes says to me, who have we got today, Rose or Sadie? And it's like, so from a bad mood, it's Sadie. If it's a good mood, it's Rose. But it's like, yeah. There's 4 people. There's 2 people. Definitely.
Gerald, I have you on as moderator. Any way you can...
I took care of that.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, I deleted it and I reported it.
Okay, thank you.
Got
I
your
just
back.
looked over. I'm like, oh, God.
Yeah. Nope, I did it.
Thank you.
Debbie.
And
As an Aquarian.
Gonna forage for food whilst listening. All right, sorry. What were you saying, Gerald?
Oh, I was just like, and Debbie Aquarius South said, as an Aquarian, being contrary is my middle name.
Yeah. That's very true. Okay, and I don't know, like, so let me ask you, boys, what are your big 3? Sun, moon, and rising. Ben?
What's that, sorry? Is that like...
Your sun, your moon, and your rising sign?
Oh, see, now, someone told me this. I think I've got some Sagittarius, but I can't remember exactly what they are. Tangi knew this because she did it with me, and I can't remember. No, sorry, guys, I can't remember. I know I got Sag in there, but I can't remember the rest.
Okay. Yeah. Well, Gerald, we know you must know what yours are.
I am a Scorpio, Cancer, as I believe now, but I may be a Scorpio, Sagittarius, Cancer. So, because there was some question about the time of my birth.
Oh.
And so, I've got to figure that out, and that may be something that I work on in 2023, to where I get curious about astrology. So, but
yeah. So, Tangi remembers Sag moon.
Yeah.
Optimistic, committed to truth. That goes well with Gemini, for sure. But it is very changeable.
Yes.
The Sag is kind of like, look, another hill and something else to do over there. Look, I'm hunting that. You know, I'm over it. So yeah, that's quite the combo.
Someone said to me with Gemini, you just have to be in the moment because you constantly change when you're a Gemini. So one day you could be one thing and the next you could be another, and you just have to go with it.
And I'm a Scorpio, so I can handle that because it's another aspect to tease and to yank their chain about. So
Well, let me ask you, Gerald, when you were younger though, did it bother you? Were you always in search of something a little bit deeper, and did it bother you when things were too shallow around you? Because I find people with that Scorpio sun can sometimes really be challenged in this way.
oh, I always am looking for the deeper meaning of everything.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Yeah.
and I can make a piece of toast very, very deep. I mean, that's that,
Yeah.
that was the high school parties. We'd sit around and we'd talk about, you ever wonder what the air looks like? If you could see the air, what would it be like?
Mm-hmm.
Huh,
Yeah.
And I
deep
have to say,
philosophical.
when we were talking about parties, a good party for me is where I can get into deeper conversations with people.
Yes.
I really struggle with small talk.
I mean,
It's
I do.
very difficult for me to do. And my husband just knows wherever we go, I'm going to ask people questions that nobody else would ask.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
And I'm just like,
Sure.
my family knows it. They're just, and somehow I pull it off. People don't seem too angry with me. I tend to read the room, but a good party is a place where, and if I can't, like if I'm at a party and people are just really shallow, then I'm going to throw weird shit out there for the hell of it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Definitely.
I'm going to be that person. If I get bored, watch out. If I get bored and there's alcohol involved, ooh.
Well, if I'm bored and there's alcohol involved and I have tarot cards, we will turn the party into it'll be a lifelong retreat of what is the purpose and meaning of life and how do I make things better for other people and all that stuff. I am totally into that.
Yeah,
totally.
Sounds like we all need to have a party together.
Yes,
There you go.
Totally with that. Definitely. Need to get
Yeah.
Have a party.
Gosh.
Okay, so this is the part of the show where normally Gerald and Ben would pull out the cards that I had mailed them and they would open them on camera. Has your mail come, Gerald?
Yes, it came today and I didn't see it.
Ah, gosh. So I knew that Ben wasn't going to get his, but I was like 99.9%. I was like actually 100% sure, Gerald, that you were going to get yours. So we did have elections here and everything is slow, but I'm terribly sorry, but I do have your final questions here. And of course they are thought provoking. Okay. So Ben, I'm going to do you first.
Okay.
Now I sent Ben a card and I wish I had bothered to upload this so I could show you on the screen, but I sent Ben a card with Venus on it because I think of Ben as just so kind and sweet and loving and just this pool of just sweetness, like all the time. So, and your question is, listen carefully.
Yeah.
In a dream, you travel to the temple of Venus. The goddess greets you with a smile and a cup of hot tea. She asks you to sit and chat about the beauty of the world. Upon finishing your tea, she asks, if mortals were always grateful for one thing and that gratitude could make the world more beautiful for all, what one thing would that be and how would that make the world a more lovely place? So if you could think of, did you get that? Because that was a lot, I know.
No, I think I've got it.
All right.
So I would say to be kind to people. I think if you can be kind, then a lot of troubles can be, extinguished basically. Because if people were just a little bit more kinder to each other, I think the world would be a much better place rather than people just arguing and things like that. That's my observation of this world, is that sometimes we're not kind enough. Some of us can sometimes be a bit selfish, and we're all a bit selfish sometimes. But I think to be kind can really make a difference.
I agree. So if humans were grateful for something, Gerald, what would that, if all humans were grateful for one thing, what would that be and how would it make it lovely?
If humans were grateful for really understanding what another person is saying and meaning,
I like that.
we would, the world would make different choices based upon the awareness of interconnectedness that we have. So if I fully understand what you are saying and what you are experiencing, I can make decisions that will support that and provide connection. So I think it would be about connection.
Oh, I love that.
I love that.
Tangi says, I'd say always keep your promises and don't make promises you can't keep. Let your yes mean yes and your no mean no.
Oh, yeah.
Life should be appreciated in all forms. Therefore, war is useless. Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
You know, for me, I think too, I kind of went in the similar direction. I think that if we could just appreciate each other's process, if we were grateful that everybody was a work in process and could appreciate that, then we could give each other just a little bit of space to get it wrong and therefore to get it right eventually. Yes. And I think that would make the world a safe place to be and learn and experiment. So many people spend so much of their life shut down because they're so afraid to try, or they feel that only certain avenues are open to them. So, I just feel like that would really, really change things. Okay, Gerald, are you ready for yours?
I am.
All right. All right. Walking down a busy street, you find an intriguing bookstore you never noticed before. Upon entering, you find the place filled with old books stacked to the ceiling. As you wind your way through the books, rising like stalagmites, you discover an elderly gentleman at the far end of the store. He approaches and tells you that you may choose any book, and he will gift it to the entire world. He has access to every book ever written. What book do you gift to the world and why?
Good question.
Okay, everybody, answer in the chat down here. Lexi says, we need to be grateful for our animal companions. They made our lives more beautiful. I so agree. I can't live without fur.
Yes.
That is a really challenging question because I have not read all of the books.
Of course.
So I'm scrolling in my Rolodex, my card catalog of books that I've read several times.
Are you thinking hard, Ben?
I've got my answer.
Okay, why don't you give your answer?
Yeah. So I'm going with the book that had the biggest impact on me spiritually. And it's a little bit, it's called Conversations with God.
Overachiever Ben, but go ahead. I'm listening.
It's called Conversations with God. And it's such a fascinating book that it really set me on my spiritual path. But it also taught me that it teaches people, I think this book does, that no matter what religious belief you believe in, it's about your own path and to follow your path. And I think that's so important today, that no path is wrong and that we should all follow what's in our heart. And I think that book did that for me and made me think like that. And that it's okay to be who you are. And that's what the message of that book says to me. So, yeah, that's the book.
Wow. So Sherry says there's too many to choose from, but you have to choose. This is your one chance. You're in this magical bookstore. You have to choose. Okay. Aquarius Owl says The Night Watch by Terry Pratchett. Ooh. There are lessons in there for all mankind.
I like that.
And why is this not working? Okay, Joe says Song of Solomon, Toni Morrison. Oh, this is a good one. And they're trying to ban this book in Texas. The Diary of Anne Frank, Lexi says.
I am going to say, I'm going to suggest perhaps we read The Alchemist.
Oh yes,
and because it's a story about someone going on the journey that they need to go to, learning these lessons that they need to learn while other people are learning the lessons they are.
Yeah. Mm.
And then perhaps everyone understands that we're all on a path, and it's the path that it works for us. And there is a need to not prevent somebody from being able to move and to walk their path.
Yeah.
It's a great book. I love that book, and I reread it every now and then because it's so inspiring to me. And
yes,
that's a great book. Bye-bye, Tangi. Tangi's taken off. She says she has somewhere to go, off on the spaceship, I think. So,
I thought you were going to ask me what I would say to the old man, and what I would say to the old man is can I have a job? Can I work here?
Yeah, well, yeah, I thought about you. I kept thinking about something book related. I actually have a question in these questions over here that is inspired by you, Gerald, that someday maybe you'll, that is inspired by you. I think my book, I was just thinking about this and I thought, oh my gosh, I didn't actually think about the answer to this question. Lots of books, but I think the book, The Giving Tree, is such a great book. And to me as a kid, like that just rent my heart. It just, it taught me what true love was in a way. And I think that to understand that it's so ephemeral, that idea. And to me, that was such a beautiful illustration of that I feel like if everybody read that book, and of course I'm just going on my own experience here, and had that experience of feeling that in their heart and understanding that there is love like that available to the world when we open ourselves that way and we're willing to give rather than just take. And there's so many wonderful lessons in there. So Ben, have you read The Giving Tree?
No, I was actually thinking of a film. I thought it was, but I've got the wrong film. I'm thinking of The Singing Ringing Tree. I don't know if you guys have heard of that. It's a really old film. But no, I've not actually, April, no.
So it's by Shel Silverstein, who's a child writer. He wrote Where the Wild Things Are, if you're familiar with that book.
Yeah, yes.
And it's the story of this boy who grows up with this apple tree, and he goes out and sees the tree, and the tree, every time he goes, he gets what he needs from the tree. And finally, like at one point he goes out and says, I want to build a house. And the tree says, cut me down and use my wood. And now he's just this stump. And every time he goes, he just kind of takes from the tree. And at the very end of the book, he's kind of sad. And the tree says, I have nothing left to give, but you can sit on me. And even then he's just, I know I'm getting all teary-eyed just talking about it. But it's such a powerful children's book. And to me, it illustrates something that most of us will never, ever be able to emulate in this world, that level of giving. So,
Oh, that's lovely.
All right. So, oh yes, I love Shel Silverstein. I still have like Where the Sidewalk Ends, and I still read it. And I'm looking forward to my grandchildren getting old enough to be able to listen and sit through some of his silly poems, because he's just so darn silly.
Yes,
we love to get silly, don't we? So, All right. Well, we are just at 12:16. I didn't go over too badly with you guys. You've been such good sports.
Oh,
It's
thank
been
you for having
wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks for coming on, and sorry for all the confusion. And I hope that you get your cards in the mail soon, and you can message me about them if you
Will
can't
do.
wait. At least let me know that you got them, please, because I'm like,
Of
oh
course.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Oh,
And,
thank you.
and
Aga.
thank you all of you for showing up here and having fun with us. Oh, Tony's here. She's late. We are just checking out, Tony, but you can go back and watch if you'd like. And I'm going to ask everybody, if you're here, hit the like button and make sure that you go to Benificial Tarot and Tarot Stash and subscribe. You will not be sorry that you do. You will just love the content, and just go a little bit higher, Ben, because you're blocked by the there you go. All right. Yeah. Like and subscribe, ring the bell if you want notifications. And I look forward to interacting with all of you. Lexi, it was nice to meet you. And thank you to all of you who hung out for this hour and 20 minutes. Thanks so much.
It's been wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Now we're going to sign off. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.